people around the globe.
Appreciate it. Skype is out. Actually, has already told me.
I know, but Skype requires me to tell you still.
No, that's unacceptable.
Okay, so I've hit stream, and we should be going now. I believe. Anytime now.
Let's see, where's your...
Anytime now. Yep, that is.
Echo, echo, echo.
We are live. Okay, sorry everyone. We're just letting people join. Stacy, you are in the Fortnight live stream. That's where you are. Oh, there's my comments. Okay. Are you ready, Jax? Okay. How far behind is it, though?
Hey, everybody.
It's a little behind. So, just letting some people come in. I am sort of awake, so there's that. I fell asleep at 5 a.m. and now I'm up. So doing great.
Good morning.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the world, they're like, it's nighttime. What's going on?
Yeah.
Stacy, that's what happens when you just accidentally wander into a room. Gotta shout you out. Hello from France. Hello, France.
I mean, we're watching the comments.
Okay, so a lot of you wanted a live stream with Laura here. She's the executive producer of all my projects, but more specifically,
It's a generous term.
yeah. More specifically, Fortnite. So what does that mean? What does executive producer mean? What do you do?
I'd love to know. I mean, I feel like I'm really just, the better title for me is like maybe official cheerleader.
Who?
Because I mean, I don't do that much. Other than, I think you should do this. I support you. Go you.
Go you go.
That's basically.
And now you have official well, not yet, but you will have official Fortnite merch to like wear to cheer me on.
Yeah, I'd love to have merch, specifically, the merch of designs that I actually created for you to use.
Is anyone in Canada? I saw someone from Montreal. Anyone that's purchased merch in Canada, are you getting your stuff?
Yeah.
Sarah got hers, and she's in Canada, but she might be on the Vancouver side. So I don't know if that's merch. I know, but I don't know if merch is going faster on that side of Canada. Maybe. Washington, D.C. metro area. Hello, Jennifer. I hope all is well there. Hello from Spain, Argentina. Hello, everyone. Hello, Rachel.
Fortnite cheerleader outfit. I mean, what would that look like? A hoodie and jeans? Because I can rock that. Plaid shirt.
How would I write a cheerleader? Yeah, that works. We'll let you do that. Because you are your own person. You can decide what you want to do. Um,
Oh, it just got so bright in here. Oh my gosh.
so, if anyone has any questions for... Hello, Rachel. Albuquerque. You said New Mexico. I said Albuquerque. Unless you've moved, and I'm unaware. Puerto Rico. Everyone's awake right now. I wish I was awake. Brazil. Okay, if anyone has any questions for myself or Laura, I said in the Facebook group that I would answer anything unless I didn't want to. So, it's my prerogative, and we'll see what happens. Cam has questions.
Yeah, Cam, I know you have questions.
Bring them
Cam.
on. You're the one who instigated this whole thing,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, I'm here because of Cam, so,
Hi, Justice. Where in California are you? North or south? Because I am in Southern California.
Oh, hi from Wales. My dad is from Wales.
Heather. Hello.
Wonderful.
Chicago. Yes. Heather lives in Chicago. I forgot that. Cam, where's your questions? Just waiting for your questions. Jax, do you have any questions? No, Jax declines.
Jax doesn't care. He's
Are you more of a Peyton or a Luca in real life?
All right. I mean, I knew this question was coming, so you'd think I'd be prepared.
She's more of an LB.
Basically, I mean, honestly, I can't say that I'm anywhere near either. What's your view on that?
Neither. You're like a robot. Accurate. I don't really think that she's either of them, to be honest. She's kind of like her own category.
Am I human?
She's not. How does it end, Angie? Well, it ends, it's not a happy ending. That's how it ends. Does a story ever really end? It's just where we stop hanging out with them.
It's our view of the story that ends. You know, we have this certain time frame that we're allowed into these people's lives.
Just depends on how long you want to stick around for. And what part of their lives do you want to see. Wales, South Africa, Italy. This is very cool.
Well, we're in Wales. You're probably asking where my dad's from in Wales. He's from, I believe he was born in Swansea. He grew up here, though. His parents moved here when he was 1 or 2. Fun fact.
Flo's late. She's having dinner. How dare her have dinner?
Dinner.
I'm just kidding. Melissa, hey, in Texas. Haven says hi to Jax. Jax, you have friends. No, he'll dream about Haven. Yeah. Laura is a robot. It's a fact.
Yep, I was programmed, not birthed.
Who are you? Rosa, that's what I want to know. Who are you?
Which one?
If you're asking who I am, then I want to know who you are. You're probably in the wrong place, or you completely have no clue what's going on with Fortnite. That's that. Will there be a second Fortnite? Oh, there can only be one Fortnite. Singapore, hello. It ends with the black screen. It ends in a pretty cool way. Got something up my sleeves. Brenna, what's up? It's not a happy ending? I didn't say that.
No,
I said the opposite. Is there going to be a new episode next week? Yes. There's a new episode every Tuesday until there isn't anymore.
Iki and me wants to ask what your progress is on episode 12. Are we at 12?
Yeah, I'm not as far as I'd like to be, but I'm as far as I need to be. Basically, in order for... Laura, you moved.
Yeah?
No, get
or would
back
you like
over.
Me?
Yes, thank you. Do not drift to the other side of your screen. By the way,
if it looks like I'm standing, it's only because I am. I have a standing desk here.
Okay, well, do not drift to that one side. There's a box there.
Okay.
What happened to your window? Oh my goodness, Laura. Oh my goodness. This is all your fault. Okay, so let's see. My progress on 12. I have to, in order for Laura to caption, I have to get things done in a timely fashion. So that she doesn't spend all of Monday night not sleeping and captioning the episode.
I feel like I without sleep.
Yeah, so I have all of the... If you're interested in this, I have all of the clips in, I have all of the audio fixed and synced, and I have the music chosen. So it's just a matter of doing the edit. But it's a hard episode, so I gotta just get through one of the scenes, and then the rest will be cake. So that's that.
For the record, guys, she really doesn't answer to me on this stuff.
She could say, you should be doing this, but it wouldn't matter. She would prefer I edit less and probably sleep more and eat on time, but...
Honestly, yeah. I mean, the number of times... the fans will hate me for this. The number of times I said, you know what? You could just post it later in the week. I've said that
every week.
So...
Especially this last week when I was sick. She was like...
Yeah, when you're sick, like, I mean, it's up to you when you choose to post this stuff.
I mean, it was like Monday, and I think she thought, this isn't going to get posted on Tuesday. This is going to get posted later. But we did it. We did it. Saw something Fortnite at Target and was like, no, it's spelled wrong. It's Fortnite. I know, right? And now I see Fortnite and I'm like, what? That's not the right way. Fix it. It's really funny.
Well, it isn't.
Do you guys know each other?
No, never met.
How'd you get involved with the project? How'd you get involved, Laura? Tell me.
Well, when you told me you had an idea, and I was like, cool, you should do that. I don't remember how it happened.
I said I have an idea for a show.
Yeah, sure.
Just a side note, Andrea from Canada, I think you're typing blindly. You're an amazing actress. I love the show. None of us are actors, but I will pass that along to the other actors.
Yeah, we'll pass that along. I've not been in front of the camera.
In BTS, but you haven't seen that yet. So Laura and I met on Twitter 2016. We were watching a web series called Swerve.
Swerve, check it out. It's a great series.
It's a great series from Canada. And that's how we met, and then here we are. There might be something in the middle, but there would be like flashbacks and like I don't know.
Yeah. You haven't had time to edit that.
I haven't gotten there yet. No. Laura believed in me as a creator, and I had been working on a lot of other people's projects, and she was like, just let me know what I need to do to help you make your own project. And so I kind of started smaller with Invisible Struggle, which is a short film that I did. It's a long short film that you can see on this channel, and she financed that and then flew out here and helped us film that. I just posted a picture from that shoot on Twitter early this morning where I live. So that was like the first time that we met in person.
It's 2018.
Yeah. And so yeah, then I said, okay, I want to make more things, and then she executive produced that project that some of you have seen with Love, and then I got all of the equipment I needed to shoot Fortnight, pretty much all, for With Love. So it was just like a matter of building up equipment and saying like, okay, Laura, this is why I need X amount of this equipment, and this is what I'm using it for. And she's like, I don't care, just tell me what just tell me what we need to do. At that point, I don't think that she thought I'd be like, okay, I need you to like design this merch stuff and like manipulate these images, and oh, we need to make a logo, and
I did not sign up for that.
That's something that an executive producer wouldn't normally do, but could do, depending on what size project it is and how many people are involved.
Yeah, I mean, I think in like a big project with a real EP, it'd be like the EP would hire someone to
would also hire someone to do all of my jobs, so then I could do one.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, so that's how that happened. MJ97 says, what's your favorite moment so far in the series?
Ooh. Should have been prepared for this one too. I mean, as far as the lighthearted moments go, any of the Isabel and Victor stuff, I just look for that. Like,
me too. It's a nice reprieve.
They're so great. Yeah.
What, as far as not lighthearted? Anything else?
Man, I mean, I have to pick a favorite.
I know one of your favorite moments.
Oh, tell me. Because my brain is gone. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love.
She could not get enough of that. No.
Yeah. Oh,
with me, but not with me. No.
I love it. Yeah. The no and the with me, but not with me. Not with me. But with. Not with me.
I love watching every week, but please stay safe with all that's going on right now. Melissa, I am doing my best to stay safe. But luckily I edit from this very spot. So I don't leave here often. The quarantine didn't really change much for me, except that I can't get like toilet paper. And I mean, I still try to leave the house once a day. But I do that editing, because if not, I'll just be in here for days straight. So I try to leave and get fresh air once a day. It used to be like, oh, I'll get a cup of coffee or just like go outside and come back. But now it's just like everyone's kind of doing that. We're all like peeking out because it's safe to come out.
I haven't seen the sun in weeks.
She really hasn't.
I'm able to work my job. I work as a developer, and I'm able to work from home entirely. So
An app developer. If I didn't know, I'd be like, "What do you develop?"
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm a app
Is that
software
code
developer.
words developer?
Yeah. It's not vocabulary.
What else do we have here? Nice cat. Jax, you're a nice cat.
I saw a question about if we predicted the fandom response. I lost it.
Oh yeah, Angelique.
But I mean, I gotta say, I thank you to everyone who's watched and has joined in fully. I feel personally validated because I felt like it had the potential. I felt like this could be something that like people would go nuts about, particularly when I saw the first episode. Like, I was just like, oh my gosh, we're gonna go nuts for this. But to actually see that happen is it's amazing.
Yeah, I didn't imagine it at all. I just thought 100 people I know would watch. I mean, the most I thought would be like 1,000. Just because you never know with YouTube, and especially when you are starting a channel that's an unknown, it's like you don't really know what people will find. No one can explain the algorithm of YouTube, and I mean, they give you can take a course on it, but it's like it is what it is. It's just random, and you don't know. You don't know who's gonna find it.
Yeah, I mean, how many great projects do you see on YouTube that you're like, why aren't more people watching this?
Yeah, all the time.
So, you truly never know. But it's so awesome. I mean, you're at numbers that like don't make sense.
I know. We're about to hit 2 million viewers, and I'm just like, I just don't know what 2 million is. It's like a lot. That doesn't make sense to me. Tina said, will people need hard liquor to deal with episode 12? Well, you might. Based on what happens, maybe you shouldn't, but you could. Maybe that's not the best, but maybe.
I mean,
I'm not going to say no. If that's what you do, go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
It's yes.
Do what you need to do. Don't do the things that are harmful.
Yeah, there you go. Jenny.
Fine print.
Yeah, right. My most watched episode is Electric. Electric is a very special episode to me. I mean, they all are, but when I was writing it, I was like, 7 is like something special. But that was supposed to be when you're crafting a season-long arc. I mean, you have to introduce people to characters. You have to build like a foundation of why do we care about these people, and then you can really throw them into the good stuff. So when everyone was like, 7's the best so far, I was like, that's because we're really getting where we want to be. Like, that's expected. But yeah, I love Electric. I really love it. Amy says, do you already have the music / songs in mind when shooting or when during production? Most of the ones I'm using, I actually had already put on a playlist and wrote much of the script to while I was listening. Um, so sometimes when you're like, wow, it's like this song was written for this episode, they almost just kind of go hand in hand because it was in my brain and in my soul as I was like writing these chapters. So, so yeah, I'm fortunate that I found a way to find quality music that I could put in the episodes for a fraction of the cost that you would normally pay. And it's really cool when I make it happen. Like I've been listening to this for a year and a half, and it's finally in the episode. Like in episode 8, the Hoyle song "Lay Flowers" during the "Pain, Look at Me," no, and then the kiss, and then the sex. That song I wanted in that scene, and you just don't know if it's gonna happen or if something else will inspire you along the way. Or there's been times where I'd had a song in mind, and then in the last minute, like 2 days before I'm gonna release it, I'm like, oh my god, this song fits so much better. So you just never know, but for the most part, I know what I'm gonna use. Angelique watches Swerve. Rachel watches Swerve. I lost it. Holland. How many episodes are in season 1? There are 16 episodes. I give you the full Fortnight with the 2 of them, and then an intro and not really an epilogue, but like a closing episode. Because originally it was only going to be 14 episodes, but I just felt it wasn't enough time. And Laura's like, whatever. Do it. Whatever.
I mean, if you want to do more work.
Oh, Cam says, did Laura get to choose what quote thing went on merch, or it's all Cory's choices?
No.
It's all me. I mean, I run it by her as like, do you think this is good, or what do you think about this, or...
Yeah, I make no creative decisions. Nobody wants that. But I will give an opinion.
Yeah. I'll give choices and like, what about this or this? What do you think works better? Like sometimes a path just calls to you. We kind of developed that together, but it was like, okay, I want this quote, and I want Fortnite, but I want it like an emblem, like I want a circular kind of look. And I was trying to explain, like, if any of you have shopped at Old Navy, I'm like, you'd see like the shirts at Old Navy that are like established in blah blah blah, and like has this circular kind of look. And she's like, can you send me an image? And I'm like, okay, fine, I'll go perusing Old Navy's website and hopefully they have one. So then I'll send her like a concept, like, this is what I'm looking for, can you make it fit? What can we do? And so, I mean, that's the most that she puts in, is like, I can do that, or I can't, or here's what I've come up with, what would you like to change? Or of these 2, I like this one better. So it's pretty much all like, this is what I want. So that's the cool thing about kind of doing everything yourself, is you get complete say over what you want to do. We love bloopers too. I love bloopers also. But If bloopers were easier to release, I would release them more often, but I still have to work on those, so it's like, oh, I'm going to release bloopers on top of the episode this week. Oh, wait, that's just so much work on top of the work that I'm already doing.
You need to hire someone else.
But I want it done my way. We've needed hard liquor episodes 9 to 11. Yeah, tell me about it. The funny thing is, it's like, I know it looks like it's just all sad now. It gets really good. After 12, we get a bit of a reprieve, and I forgot that it was so soon after, because I was looking ahead in the script, like, sometimes how I'm going to end the episode is based on, like, what's coming up next. And I looked at 13, and I was like, why is everything so happy? What happened? And then I was like, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Wow. Okay. So we're right back into, like, uplifting stuff. I mean, shit still goes down, but, like, at least it's a little bit happier. But I mean, it's funny when people say, like, oh, this is so hard, and I'm like, you realize this is all the stuff that's happened in my life? Like, I've had a hard life, but I'm still a happy person. I got through all of it. I mean, it's okay. We're gonna live. Peyton's gonna live, and it's gonna be okay. And she's gonna mend her heart, and it will be okay. Jenny Marie, are the lead characters still a couple or just for this show? So it's acting, and then you get two actors together who are embodying two people in real life, but it is all acting. And then when you yell cut, they're back to being just normal people who are friends with each other. Team Fortnighters, August Child, is that merch that you would like? Are you planning, or have you ever thought about getting the Fortnite into festivals or something like that?
Okay.
It's really tricky, Kat. So I've honestly already tried to get Fortnite into one festival that rejected us. And I won't say which one, but it happened. And I think they're kicking themselves now because they see the response to Fortnite. So it's funny because you believe in a project and you have however many of you there are that believe in it. But then you send it to a festival and they're like, no, I don't think so. And it's just like, you feel that rejection, even though it doesn't matter. It's like irrelevant. But it's still like, why didn't they like me? It's like when you like someone and they go, I like you. And they're like, I don't really feel it. And you're just like, well, why don't you like me? I thought we had something. It's just like, I don't know. I don't know if, because I love it so much, and I think it's exactly where it needs to be, that I want to do that, but I just don't know if it's worth hanging that over its head that it didn't get in somewhere or something. There is actually one festival that I am going to submit to. It's the New Jersey Web Festival. I know the guys who created that, and I met them when I was working at LA Web Fest, and we all kind of had a bond with the creator of LA Web Fest, and he was kind of like a mentor to me, and he passed away in 2018, and that's kind of how Invisible Struggle was born. I was just going through dealing with that loss of this person, and so all of us that knew Michael, the guy who passed away, we are just really trying to go above and beyond and just like always keep him in mind. And so the two guys were like, if you create something, like, put it in our festival. And I was like, yeah, okay, like, we'll see if I make a series. And now I have a series, so I am gonna submit to that, just because I want to, like, share in that with those guys. But as far as anything else, I don't know. It's just like, I think if any of you watch the Oscars, you know, sometimes you're like, the movie I love didn't even get nominated. Like, I don't even understand this. It's just like that kind of situation. Like, do you want to try for something or do you not? And I don't know. I'm happy with the path that we're on, so it's not a huge deal to me. Yes, I am wearing a Fortnite merch. I just have my camera high.
Some of us have more. Some of us.
I have more on the way, but Teespring is just shipping so slow right now. Hi, Nikki from the UK. Sorry if I'm a little behind in the comments. I start talking a lot. Do you need to ask permission to the artist to have their songs play, or as long as they credit them, it's fine? You do need to have permission. So for most of the songs, I have a license. I actually have this long legal document that says I have all the rights to use this in the series for these specific rights. So you have to tell them, am I using this in a movie, a web series? Where am I going to be streaming it? Is it going to go to festivals? And then all of that stuff changes the license that you have. Some people will just throw music in and not care, but you get copyright infringements, and it's just like, I don't know. For a series that I'm put so much work into and I'm taking so seriously, I want to do things the right way. So it's just better to license music the right way and not get sued later. So I have the license for all of those. For some of them, like 11, I used his song with Elise Bauman. I got his permission to use that song, but I've known him for a long time, so it wasn't a huge deal. And then I used her song Fall in episode 10, and I did get her permission, but I've also known her for a long time. So I tend to not approach artists that I don't know, because I don't know. I could. I absolutely could. I just feel like I'd rather approach ones I know so that I can kind of get their names out there as well. Because we're all just trying to create things at the same time. Why not lift each other up and support each other? Can we get merch with a bus on it? Heather, I actually am thinking I'm going to do an on the bus piece of merch. I decided that at like 4 a.m. And so Laura and I will be designing that. I just have to figure out kind of where I want the on the bus and how I want it to look and whatever. But it'll definitely be a piece that says, like, I'm with Cory and her decisions, I'm on the bus, whatever. Where she's driving, I'm going, because we believe in Fortnight. What did Laura eat on set? Is she team pickles, Hot Pockets, cereal, something else? She wasn't on set that much.
I was at the cabin for a week, but I was only there for one day of filming.
Yeah.
Just the way the schedules worked out.
Yeah.
Most of the filming at the cabin was done before I got there.
Thank goodness.
I will say I'll eat pickles, Hot Pockets, and cereal. No problem. But
she'll eat whatever,
yeah.
Pretty much. If she can put it in, if she can keep her hands clean. She likes wraps, sandwiches, things that aren't messy. Flo, welcome. LB is cute. I guess she's okay. The series has a lot of inspiring sentences. Do you have a favorite one?
Use your words.
Use your words. Also going to be a piece of merch. Are we going to cry a lot in the following episodes, or are you going to surprise us? I think I'm just going to surprise you.
I mean, I think it's always a surprise either way.
I mean, I also don't know what will actually make you cry, because here's the thing. The real life Isabel is a crier. She cries over anything. And she didn't cry in, what was it, episode 8? Yeah, she didn't cry in episode 8. And lots of people were crying. So I was like, you know what? I actually don't know who's going to cry over anything. So, do I expect tears from 12? Yeah. Will you cry? I don't know. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. And then the rest of it is just like a big old surprise. Thank you. I mean, I just am gonna be real about actors being actors, and you know, I just have a brand that understands reality versus this fantasy world that we create for you. But I know that some people, it doesn't make sense to me, but some people are so far removed from how the industry works that they just don't understand. And so I never know if they're just like fantasizing because that's what they do, or if they really don't understand that this is not a reality show. It's like based on reality, but they're just actors. So I just play with it. Like, cut, and they're real people again. Like, I don't know.
And even if the actors are in a relationship by chance, I mean, it's still...
I'm still not gonna...
It's still acting.
It's still acting. I mean, because they're playing two different people from who they really are if they're dating in real life. It's like... It's not the same. Yes. Alexandra and Rachel have really good chemistry. That's definitely why I cast them, because I had a sense about who would work well with who. MJ from South Africa, hello. Thank you for joining us. Do you have a film degree? E is for egg rolls. I feel like your photo looks like I've seen it, but I don't know your screen name. Cory, do you have a film degree, or what did you go to school for? I do have a film degree, believe it or not. I also have a theater degree, and I have a minor in psychology. And I knew that the whole way through. You know, most people will change their majors 2 to 3 times. I never changed mine. I went in for theater and film and psych, and I came out with all of those. So that was cool to be able to say that. And now I actually use it, so that's also cool to be able to say that. I do not understand Oscars, too. I know. It's all politics in the film industry. That's what it is. Chips! Welcome. Chips cracks me up. I always enjoy when Chips is around. Yeah, make a South Africa fan club. It's so cool that people in South Africa are watching this, because it's definitely not what you think about when you're writing it. You just think somebody random in New York and California are gonna watch it, and it would never go further. But it's really cool that you guys take the time to watch the show. You could literally be doing anything else, but you watch, so that's cool. LB drives the bus. No, she rides shotgun. So she really just stands in the stairwell of the bus, like,
yeah, basically. Clinging on for dear life.
Laura, what happened to your screen? Did you flip your... Oh my gosh.
I didn't do anything. What happened?
Laura.
I didn't...
Yes, you did.
Did nothing.
Laura.
I didn't do anything.
Laura.
I haven't moved.
So you're telling me OBS just flipped your panel just like that?
Yep.
Okay.
Guys, have I moved? Have I moved in the frame?
I think you moved a lot. I don't know.
I not totally still, but I'm keeping my head in front of my Inspire side. So
I'm gonna take a photo. I'm gonna post it for fun. This is why, so this is why, if you're ever like, why doesn't she notice that she can't, that the image changed? It's because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screens that I'm looking at. So I'm always like, wait, which one's real? Like, which one of these is accurate on how this looks? Because Skype looks crazy. So I'm just gonna minimize that one. There's only one of these that actually shows me what YouTube will look like. It's a production studio, you guys. Sorry, I have to get my setup back. Okay.
So now I just want to move to mess you up.
Laura? I love the music choices so far. I saw that Laura made a song for an episode 2. Was that your first time writing something for a web series? And how was that for you? That's from Kat.
Yeah, I haven't written anything for a web series before. I thank you for using it, Cory.
I've used it twice so far. It's still going to make an appearance again.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I dabble a little bit in writing stuff, but nothing terribly serious. I was a music major in high school, but yeah.
And we did use one of your songs for LA Web Series Season 2.
Oh, yeah. So that was a lot. Well, okay, so...
Well, you didn't write it for that.
I didn't write it for...
But yeah, I said, hey, Allie, this would be good for the show.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we used it, but then you wrote that, the one that's in this series, you wrote it specifically for this. Just clarifying.
I wrote it while I was up north at the cottage by the lake.
Megan, are you guys not able to get merch in South Africa? Because it tells me that it's international. So both of the platforms have been shipping international. So if something is happening with South Africa, I am not up to date on that knowledge. No one's told me they haven't been able to ship to South Africa, but also I'm unaware of any issues there would be with that. Unless it's like a payment issue and they don't accept the right forms of payment, then I don't know. But just give me more info. Or if it's just a matter of you thought we couldn't ship there, we should be able to. It is going internationally. I think there's only one place I've heard of that was having issues, and it was just a payment problem. They weren't accepting the right forms of payment. So just give me more info. Kayla,
Thanks for
welcome.
lots of you are saying that I didn't move.
Oh, whatever. They don't know what they're talking about.
And yes, I'm okay standing. Thank you for asking.
Meryl, hello. She's in Kuwait. Say hello to her. Kayla, you're definitely gonna cry. Yeah, Kayla, you're guaranteed. I know if you'll cry at things, and you're gonna cry over 12. You'll probably just cry over the happy stuff too. You'll just be so happy that it's finally happy that you'll probably start crying. So there's that. Cam, make the gif of Peyton and Luca meeting for the first time. Currently? Because you do see when they... Well... I can't say anything. Tina, no, I'm out of toilet paper. I am trying to get up early to find what stores have it in stock, because they're not keeping it well stocked here. But the problem is, since I was sick, my body has been letting me actually sleep to catch up and heal, but it decides that it wants me to sleep early in the morning when the stores first open and they've just been stocked. So I'm having a problem of being coherent to go and get some. So I think I'm not going to be able to get some because it's the weekend. I think everyone's going to be shopping, but I don't know. I'm still going to check all the apps, and the stores are saying stuff is available in limited supply, but then you show up and it's like, it was limited and now it's just out. So that's the only thing that I'm having a hard time with, like, finding. Everything else has been okay. Oh, you all. She moved and she knows it. Smiley Bubble, hello. Laura, hello. You were my Peyton and I was your Luca. Yes, I love that one.
Oh, yeah.
We actually did another take of that. We were kind of having a problem doing that scene because the sun was really killing my lens. It was just giving me the worst lens flare. And so we did another take of that, and it just didn't, I don't know, it just wasn't there on that line. I just didn't feel it. She didn't either. But then we did another one, and it was like, whoa, where did that Luca come from? Like, that, yes, that was amazing. That was amazing. So it was really good. That's kind of an interesting thing that no one mentioned. So there are actually 2 takes of the kiss, because we did that. We were able to complete that scene twice. And the other one was just, like, lens flare city. Like, there's so much lens flare throughout the whole scene, so that's why I couldn't use the other take even if I wanted to. Because sometimes lens flare looks cool, and then sometimes it's like, eee, it's not going to work at all. And so it was half and half in that scene. But in the kiss, it was like fire. It just was so beautiful. So I was like, man, where am I going to put this? Like, I don't want this to not live somewhere. I guess I could put it in behind the scenes, but I actually put it in another episode, and no one mentioned it. And I was like, is it going to take them 3 weeks to, like, figure out that this is a different kiss from that same scene? And I was like, I don't know. So this is where I'm mentioning it. And if you know, you know. And if you're like, where was it? Then I guess you just have to go find it, because I'm not going to tell you where it is.
Or rewatch it. Let us know when you find it.
Because I know if you noticed, someone would have said something. I just know. That's how you all work. When you notice it, you put it out there, whether it's on Twitter, the Facebook group, the somewhere. So no one said anything, and I was like, it's really interesting. But they also, like, someone finally mentioned that shirt grab that Luca does in episode 8 in the bed with the wraparound scene where I'm between the limbs. So, like, she grabs her shirt, and no one had said anything about that, and I was like, that's really interesting. I thought that's something that people would have picked up on. And no one did till now. So, I don't know. Maybe this is something that you're not there for yet. But, be there for it. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Chips, don't throw your phone, dude. Yeah. Chips, I read that you threw your phone after, like, the first scene in 11. I feel really bad for you. Hi, Kathy. Thanks for joining us for our Fortnight talk. Brenna, I'll be at that look of, that's right, buddy, work magic for me so I don't have to fuss. Yeah, whatever. Angie, I'll send you a roll. You know, I'm not going to deny the toilet paper. Desperate times here. What does Laura's role entail for production? Amy? She just cheerleads me and says, go team Fortnite.
You?
She's team Cory, so, you know, whatever I need, she does. Like, if it's encouragement, or if it's, like, if I need her to be angry for me about something, then she gets angry. If I need her to manipulate an image because I don't know how to upscale something, but I can make a whole show, she'll do that stuff in the images.
Will never not be funny to me. Don't understand.
She's like, give me the specs and we'll just upsize it, upscale it, and I'm like, what? I tried, Laura, and it didn't work. And she's like, but you deal with images, and I'm like, I know, and I can't upscale the damn photo, so, like, just you do
like,
it.
Tons of frames.
Like,
of images, and
filming is so different. But you made a whole show, and I'm like, I know it, I can't upscale the image. Just, you do it. So like the thumbnails for for the episodes, it looks cool at the bottom with the wood grain and the episode, whatever. She does all that stuff. I just take a screenshot of an image and I say, here you go, this is the one I want to use. Or maybe I want this one or this one, just show me what they both look like. She does all the fancy magic and then sends it back, and then I choose.
What are they called again?
Thumbnails. I can never remember the word. It's a screen gem. I don't know the freaking word. My brain doesn't process thumbnail as, like, that's what that thing is. It's just like a whole rabbit hole of, like...
Yeah, there's a part of me that loves it when brilliant people have, like, a blind spot. Like, one or two things.
All I heard was she called me brilliant, so I didn't hear anything after that. That's my blind spot, okay? I saw your show one time and now I'm glued to it. Are they going to come together? I just heard the Beatles song, Come Together, right now. Thank you for watching, and I can't tell you what's going to happen, but we have, 5 more episodes to hang out with them for a little bit and figure some stuff out. I get too much into the story to notice small details. Oops. Well, that's partly why, you get so much time in between episodes. It's like really just let yourself take it in, and when you binge, you just don't get to do that as much.
Watching over and over again, I think.
Yeah, because I find myself when I binge, like, I'm thinking, oh, it's not happy right now. What episode are we going to get to when it's happy? And I'm looking ahead, like, oh, when does it look like it's happy? Okay. And now this, like, 3-episode arc here is just a blur because I'm trying to focus on that. It's like, just focus on what we're doing right now and where we're at. Especially because this is a web series and I don't have endless amounts of time to give you to spend with them. So,
I mean, to get to do captions because it gets me to like watch it over and over again. Not so much. Sometimes I don't get all the visual stuff.
No.
When captioning, but certainly the certain specific things they're said and the way that they're said. It's cool. It's awesome.
Are you back?
Jax. Do you miss me, Jax?
He's like, I want to sit on your stuff, Laura. I want to sit on your hat and your bag and everything. And your computer.
Oh, my bag. That happened at the cabin.
A lot happened at the cabin. Easter egg. Let the hunting begin. Yeah. You find that second kiss. You'll thank me. I noticed most of the small gestures from the actors. I appreciate that. Because everything is very calculated. Like, they know their characters so well that there's never been a time where they've done something that's on screen that I'm like, oh, they wouldn't do that. It's very much like, yeah, she would do this or she would do that. It's not like I needed another reason to rewatch it, but here we go. Let's try to find that scene. I mean, did I need to give you another reason? No. He hears the birds. He's like, I want to go get the birds. Chips. Thanks, August Child. Thanks for being Team Cory. Chips. It's called Fancy Magic. That's what Laura does. She does fancy magic. And, because gosh, you guys, if I had to design your merch, like, think of the idea and then put it on the screen, it would be some real rough merch. I don't know that anybody would want it.
I mean, most of the stuff you want are quotes, so that's,
And yet... And yet... I mean, I know I still, like, design it on the shirt or whatever it is on the website, but it's, like, making the image look correct. It's not my forte. That's not what I do. I don't do that well. What do you edit in? Final Cut, Premiere, Windows Movie Maker? I use Final Cut, and I don't care what anyone says at this point. There's nothing wrong with Final Cut. Some people in the industry would be anti-Final Cut because they're all about Premiere. The only thing I use Adobe for is Adobe Audition to bump up audio levels. And then I use Isotope to fix some stuff. But Final Cut is where most everything happens. Even the sound mixing, like the music mixing, because a lot of times I'll weave pieces of the song together, so I'm just kind of remixing it. I do all of that in Final Cut too. So, yeah, it's like, you can make anything work for you. It's just what works best for you. What do you know, like the back of your hand, and what gets you the results that you're looking for. And for me, Final Cut does all of those things. But it's just, I don't know. It just makes sense to my brain, and I can like kind of do it in my sleep. And so that's why I don't sleep a lot. It's because I'm just here like half sleeping while I edit. But yeah, I'm pro Final Cut. I think it's awesome.
Use the tools that work for you.
Well, and it's like there's a lot of outside tools that you can add into Final Cut, which I've also done. So it's like if someone just opened Final Cut and was like, okay, I want to do what you do, there's still things I've added in, but it's all through Final Cut. So yeah.
Cory does a lot of research for finding stuff.
I say that because I had someone ask me about camera equipment, and I gave them the answer that they asked, a direct answer to the direct question, and then they like went on this whole like, what do you mean? And like, that doesn't make any sense to me. And I'm like, whoa, you asked me what camera do I use, not what's the best camera for a budget for this kind of setup when I haven't done this. And I was like, whoa. Just because I'll always give you advice or like, this is how I did it. I will always be willing to say, this is how I did this specific thing. Because I think that we all just learn from each other, right? But just because it looks okay to you, like you're like, oh, that looks great, I want to do that. It doesn't mean that I didn't do like so much legwork to get there. Like I did like a whole couple of years of research on like how to make a good web series. Like how do we make it like TV? So it's not like I just overnight was like, I think I should put something on YouTube. It's like there was a process. So every little piece of it, like what's the best way to like edit, and like what's the best way to incorporate music, and like well, how do you mix your own music, and then like what camera's best, but why is it the best, and what works best for a small budget where you don't have a lot of crew, set up a lot of lights. It's like a whole dark hole. Okay, so. But when I say like I use Final Cut, then some people are like, but I'm not able to do this with the coloring, and like, well, you can. It's just more research you have to do. But sorry for the long-winded answer, but people have come at me for that. Like, well, you told me this camera, and I'm like, yeah, I have 7 attachments, but I figured out that works best for me. So, Cory is cracking me up right now, but I know I'm going to cry when episode 12 gets released. Yeah. Yeah, Angie is. Yeah. That was totally like when Luca only heard beautiful after Peyton told her what she thought of her. Yeah. I'm blind spot. I don't know. I heard I'm brilliant, and so that's what I'm going to take from it. See, I'm kind of both characters through and through. Like, each of them has a piece of me. I love when Peyton throws her shoes in episode 10. I love that, too, so much. I actually sent Laura Polo. I was, like, cracking up. And I was like, I know this is a sad episode, but I just realized that Peyton throws her shoe, and, like, now I can't unsee it. And it's just, like, what I see, and it's so funny to me. I don't know. It's the little moments, guys.
Yep.
Will we learn more about Peyton's past and almost marriage? I would like for you to. She's going to mention a little bit about it coming up. There was actually going to be a whole season that came before this about that whole time in her life. It just happened that I had to do this first because of timing with Rachel. Jenny, no, you can't order it online. No. It's like none of the stores are doing pickup or hold it for me when I get there. They're not doing that because they know that there's a lack of supply right now. And if you try to order on Amazon, it's not going to come till June. They're saying right now anything you order is like the end of May, June. So it's not gonna it's not gonna help me. I want to talk about captions. How does it work? What's your process?
Captions. So, well, first of all, I'm no expert. I just do what works for me. I will write out a transcript, or sometimes Cory will do that for me, depending on how much time there is. Write the transcript in a text file, and then I've got a captioning program that I can put the episode in, and then put in each line at the correct time. I can look at the waveform and set the times appropriately.
The first time I used that program, I was like, huh? What? Blind spot. Because I had to do it for the first episode. I had to caption. Or was it the second episode? No, it was the first one. Because remember, or was it the second one? Because we were trying to get into that festival, but it was before we premiered. And then I was like, oh, I need the captions because I'm submitting. And you're like, oh, I didn't know that you needed them. So I had to do, because I wrote all the gay stuff, like the big gay side.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you did half of it, yeah.
Yeah. And then I was just like, I hate this. I hate captioning. I hate this. Yeah. I could use this time for a million other edits, and I hate this. I don't know why she likes it. I'm so glad she likes it, but I don't like it.
I hate writing out what's actually being said.
And I don't mind that part, so I'm like, oh, transcribing is like the easy part. I could do that. Whatever. I already know these words. I've been hearing them 700 times during this week, so I know.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of times where I'm like, what's so-and-so saying here?
And I just already know. She's like, what did Daniel say? And I'm like, isn't she gay, though? Like, I just already know. I already know what she's going to be like. What is it?
Most of the time I do get it. I'm not 100% sure on it.
Yeah. She waits till the end to ask. Oh, it works.
I just want to focus on getting all the timings and stuff, and like sometimes it's a thing of like, okay, how do I denote someone who's speaking, but it's not a person who's in the scene, or
it's a flashback, but not a complete flashback. You know, it's like a recent flashback,
and yeah. And people talking over. The hardest is groups to caption. That's when a lot of people are talking at once or talking fast.
She loves those group scenes, those party scenes.
Let me tell you, Victor and Isabel, wow, do they talk fast.
Just let them run. They just... You don't even know what just happened.
I've totally lost track of where we are in the comments.
Jax is great. Jax also going to be in the scene. No, Jax never is in the show. He's in the behind the scenes a few times. Jax, the voiceover, meow. Yeah, he's a talker. I'm telling you. I use Windows Movie Maker for my nail art videos. Yeah, and it works for what you do. I think it looks awesome. So that's what I'm saying is like it just depends on what you need the outcome to be and like what works for you. Because I used to make I'm not saying I would never do another, but I used to make fan videos on my other YouTube channel. And the first like 3 I think I made on iMovie, and then I was like, what if I just put it into Final Cut? Like, what if I just did that instead? And so then I was like, Final Cut just does what I want it to do. So yeah. Windows Movie Maker is user-friendly. It definitely is. And I'm just learning Premiere. Editing is damn difficult. August Child, props for learning Premiere. Premiere just doesn't work with my brain. Just the setup. It's not that much, like, the concept is the same as Final Cut, but it just, my brain doesn't like it. So, it sees Final Cut and it's like a warm hug. It's like, oh, I like this. And then it sees Premiere and it's like, oh, you're like the weird uncle. Like, I don't wanna. I don't know. That's how I feel about it. But when I meet people that are good with Premiere, it's very much like I kind of understand how your brain works better. It's like a psychology thing. Like it's a type. Like there's a certain type of person that loves Premiere, and there's a certain type of person that loves Final Cut. So
if I was an editor, which program do you think I would use?
You would use neither. No, you would lean towards Premiere. You would probably use Premiere for Final Cut. I would say. But I think you would choose one outside of that. Oh. How late is it that side of the globe? Here it's 12 in the afternoon. For Laura, it's 3:30. It's 12:30 here.
I hope it's 3:30 at 12:30.
Well, a general time, like afternoon-ish, but it's 12:30.
Oh, Laura, you'll be Flo's next drawing? Aw.
So cute.
Sure you want to do that, Flo?
Yes, she does. MJ97, question to Cory. We can see hearts of you on all comments. Do you really read every comment? I have the greatest respect for it. I do. I read every single comment. Usually when it comes in, if I... So many comments come in now that I kind of have to... It takes like hours to respond to all of them. So I kind of have to do it in waves now, where like when the episode gets released, I'll spend like a couple hours doing it, and then I kind of have to take a break. Because it's also like, I'm not just getting comments there, I'm getting comments on like Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat and Facebook, and it's like a lot coming in all at once. So I do it in waves now, and then I'll go back and kind of catch up with the comments. But I do read every single one, and I try to reply to all of them unless they're just ignorant. And then it's not too often that I delete some of them, but if they're just too rude, I'll delete them. But if it's like if it's a teachable moment, I'll keep it and respond to it. But yeah, I love the comments. I mean, why wouldn't I want to interact with you? I just think, because for me, it's not just about creating a show, it's about creating a community around a show. And so I think it kind of starts from the top. If you see that that person's invested, then it gives you a reason to also invest in the community. So that's why I do it. Nigeria, cool. Thank you so much, Laura, for caption work. It's so helpful for when I eat and when I give.
That helps.
Cory is a fan of us Fortnighters. Hearts for everyone. Exactly. The story captivates many people because it is far from ordinary love. It reveals deep feelings, and time does not seem to erase anything. The acting is incredible. Thank you, Cheyenne. Hey, Barb. How's it going? Hey, guys. Glad to see you. This is a blast. Love the show, for real. Barb sends love often in the comments. Laura, you are on the East Coast. Kathy asks.
I'm in Toronto. So I'm in the Eastern time zone anyway.
And I'm in LA, so
not close.
Doesn't really make a difference in when any of us are awake, though, anymore. Like, she's always like, "You're awake before me. What's happening? Why are you awake?" And I'm like, I haven't slept yet. It's fine. I use Premiere. Oh, God.
And I'm waiting for you to wake up.
True.
You're like, I'll get a message from you when I wake up saying you're still awake. I'll message you back, and you're like asleep like 5 minutes later.
And then 5 hours later, I'm like, oh, whoops, I'm awake now. I use Premiere when I have to edit my company's commercial videos. It was definitely hard at first, but now I'm used to working with it. Yeah, every now and then I try to like say I'm gonna edit something in this again, and I just get fed up and peace out. I've used DaVinci also. DaVinci's good for like color grading, and but it's still got some things I wish they would work out. And Final Cut just, I know how to get around the things that are troublesome, if there are any. Is there a moment quote that I haven't gifted but you'd like me to? Question to both of you. I just love seeing the gifts. It doesn't really matter to me.
It's awesome to see any and all of them.
Exactly.
It's great. It's awesome game.
Is the next episode going to be long? I think it's going to be impactful, which is what counts. No, it's going to be shorter, and it's going to be hard to watch. So, there's that.
It's going to be as long as it needs to be.
Yeah, because this is web series. It's not HBO or Showtime or Hulu or Netflix. I love our Fortniter community. I do too. Barb, I feel like you're in my room, so close. I know, it's like you could almost just like high five me or something, but we can't do that because we're social distancing. So
step back.
6 feet. 6 feet.
Are you within 6 feet of the camera?
It is an exceptional egg close in the cabin. Cape Town, South Africa. Rest in peace to my phone. Poor Chips. Chips, listen. Yeah, you might throw your phone. I don't know. You might be too sad to throw your phone.
I'm not sure if it's a throw phone kind of...
Well, because of the reasoning behind it. But they don't see that yet, so it's like... You probably won't throw your phone.
We'll find out.
Maybe at the end of the episode. Maybe at the end of the episode. All episodes are impactful. Thank you, Megan. Yeah, size doesn't matter. Sometimes the writers are usually straight. Are you guys gay or in between? Are you also writing the Fortnite story from experience? Yeah, I'm pretty gay. Have been my whole life. And the Fortnite's based on my life.
Oh, really?
So all of the people in Fortnite are based on people that were really in my life. And I am Peyton. So, yes.
What?
So we're going to need a lot of Kleenex. Yeah, you probably will. Heather's gonna send you new phone chips. GIF. Yeah, August Child. I say GIF. You might say GIF, but it's weird to me because I feel like that should be a J. But I know it's just a real divide between if it's GIF or GIF. I'm on the GIF side and I can't, because it's like a gift. I think all gifts are like gifts.
The purpose of language is communication. Regardless of the way you pronounce it, we all know what we're talking about.
I think it's interesting, though. Like, I think it's just so interesting that we're so certain that it's a certain way, but, like, how did we get there? I don't know. It's a whole road that my brain goes down sometimes when I should be, like, sleeping, and I'll just be like, why do I do it that way? Favorite part, Jesse Williams, favorite part of filming the series? I mean, for me, it's all of it. The least favorite part is producing. I did not have fun before we started filming and we were at the cabin. Poor Rachel was, like, seeing me almost melt down because I was dealing with a lot.
The couple weeks before the cabin and going into the cabin were chaotic.
It was a nightmare.
For Cory.
It was a nightmare.
Nuts.
I lost the scripts. I lost an actor. I didn't have an actor for some of it. I didn't have a location till a week before. It was a lot. It's a miracle that this thing even happened. So anything but producing is, like, my favorite part. It's just cool seeing things that you wrote down because you had an idea, just seeing them happen before your eyes. But then trying not to get so caught up in that you focus on, like, okay, I'm using a camera, I'm gonna shoot this thing now, and I have to, like, think about that and what looks cool, and then, like, but I really want to be invested in the characters, but, like, I gotta just live here for now, and then I can enjoy that in editing, and, like, I just love all of it. I just love all of it. Cory in Peyton's voice. Yeah. I only likes to yell at me. Will I cry? Flo, will I cry again for the next episode? Probably. Yeah. I would imagine so. Easter egg girls. I know what you're saying about Final Cut and Premiere. I feel the same, but in reverse, where I try to versus Premiere. I feel the same, but in reverse, where I try to edit in Final Cut just to learn the workflow. But I'm like table flip after 10 minutes. Yeah, I definitely table flip over Premiere because I'm just like, this isn't doing what I want it to do. I hate this. I feel like a genius in Final Cut. Like, I don't like feeling like I don't know what's going on. Heidi, hi, how are you? Gift side. Really, Cam? You say gift too. So now it makes me wonder, like, where's the GIF side? Like, where can I find what's the contribution, the role of Laura to Fortnight? Or can you tell, how do you two know each other? How did you meet? Laura is the executive producer. So she funded the project. She keeps me sane. She cheerleads me. I run ideas by her, and then she goes, cool, I like it.
Basically, yeah.
And then she helps me with image processing for, like, designing the merch and the logos and stuff. She helped me to design the logo. We spent, like, a whole day in the cabin after we wrapped filming designing that damn logo. But it was totally worth it. So she does that stuff, and we know each other from Twitter because we watched a web series called Swerve, which you should check out. It's on YouTube, Swerve. And we met through that, and then we were in a group of swervers, like you have Fortnighters. Yeah. Then
We started talking and never stopped.
yeah.
Basically, is what happened.
That's what happened.
Yeah. I'm not usually one to, like, comment on, like, participate in community like web series stuff. Like I admire all of you who comment and
She would not.
engage. If I wasn't like connected to Fortnite at all, I wouldn't talk to anybody. So for Swear, for some reason, I felt like commenting on it. I think because it was small at the time, because it was right when it started.
Yeah.
So
There was
started
nobody
talking about it. Met some people. Turned out pretty cool, I guess.
Angie, do you think you'll do a live stream after episode 16 for questions, maybe the cast? I don't know. I'm trying to put something together, but I kind of thought we never had a wrap party or like a premiere party because I thought I was going to be done editing the whole series by the time it premiered, but I spent all of December working on a film called City of Trees. So I didn't get to edit. Like, I'm nowhere near where I thought I was going to be. So we didn't get to have a premiere party, so I was kind of hoping to have a finale party, but social distancing is a thing. So I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to try to set up something, but it just depends on kind of what everyone's doing, and I don't know. I've got to figure that out still. I'll definitely do a live stream for questions. I just don't know how much of the cast I can get, and I've kind of been talking to someone for you, Caitlin. Yeah, I've been talking to Caitlin about setting something up for like a premiere or like a finale live stream con kind of thing, but we'll see. I love the atmosphere created in this series. Intimate and comfortable. Big something from France. Social distance is okay, right? Totally is. Your other YouTube channel, come on, I just saw this series, I want to know the other one. It's just fan videos. It's like just fan videos for Carmilla series. And then there's like a preview of a short film I did with Alexandra. And then the trailer for Fortnight. So, I mean, it's just my name. You can just look it up. It's just my name. You are a genius with Final Cut. Well, I'm sure there's so much more that I can learn, but thank you, Kim. Jennifer, welcome. Chelsea, thank you. Tomato. Yeah. How many times did you use your actors in other series too? Well, this is the only series that I've made myself. I worked on all the other series. I worked on Functional, which is Daniel, who plays Victor. That's his series that he created. I was a director of photography on that with him. And Liz, who plays Isabel, was also in Functional. And that's how I met Liz. And then she did a movie with me called With Love. Alexandra was in that. And then I wanted her to play Isabel, so she hopped on Fortnite with me. Daniel I met through a web series called The Leslie. Our friend Kate Johnson created that, and I signed on to help her on her second season, and Daniel was there, and we just clicked right away. And then he pitched Functional to me at like the premiere party for The Leslie, and I was like, that's a good idea, let's make that one day. And then he's like, I'm ready to make it. And I was just coming off Invisible Struggle, and I was like, okay, I guess we're gonna do this thing that's small. And then it was like this huge production. It was so big and overwhelming, but it was awesome. Alexandra, met her through LA Web Series, and we just make a lot of things together. We made a lot of short films. We just creatively get each other, and we just understand without talking kind of the vision that we have, and so we just come up with new things to create. So we do a lot of stuff together. And then Daniel was also in my short film, Invisible Struggle. It's not about, like, who do I have that can act. It's like, who's the best for the role, you know? So sometimes we'll cast for other people, but sometimes it just, like, Daniel worked for the role in Invisible Struggle. He's what I needed for that, and then he was a perfect Victor. So it's just about seeing who's right for the part. Because Rachel isn't somebody that we've used for anything, but when I met her, I was like, that's Luca. So City of Trees was so good. Thank you, Heather. It's good to see you, Laura. Another good thing that came out from Fortnight. In these dark days, you are a ray of sunshine. Thank you. I try to be a light in the darkness. Hello from France. Hello. Cam says, LB, can you show us what I assume is your guitar when we say in the back?
Well, of the ones that you can see, because there are two more in here that you can't.
Yeah. I was like, that's not all.
This is my bass guitar. I don't play it a whole lot. I'm gonna hit the fan. But yeah, bass guitar there. This one. This is actually. I no longer know where I am in the frame. Am I below?
You're fine. You're fine. I got you.
That one. Someone found it and gave it to me. I keep meaning to kind of clean it up. I don't actually want to touch it right now because it's dirty. And then I got another acoustic, and an electric in here that are.
I knew you had that bass guitar before I knew you played music because I creeped on your Facebook and I saw that you had a photo of your bass guitar. Way back when.
Was that before or after you found my SoundCloud?
Before. Connect the dots, Laura. Oh, maybe there's a SoundCloud. No, I actually found that from your Twitter, but
I still don't know how.
I'm a detective. Rachel is studying at Academy, if I understand correctly. Do you think her wish is to become an actress? I want it because she's phenomenal and beautiful. And no, she's always wanted to do acting, but she's just very practical. So she always has. They just tell you if you want to be in this industry, you need to have a plan B. So she just figured out a way that incorporated two things that she loves to be part of her plan, and she wants to go into forensics, and so, like, going into the police academy and going to Chicago is the best way for her to do that. And then she wants to do improv in Chicago at Second City, so she's already living in Chicago now, which is faster than we all thought. And yeah, so she's gonna do that and then eventually move to LA and kind of do both. But yeah, it's always been in her plan to pursue it in some form, but it really is hard to just make it your sole focus. Nobody I know does acting full time. It's like we all have a side job. Not me, I'm not an actor, but they all have side jobs. But even me, just as a freelancer, like, all my things are on hold because I'm just doing this every week for 16 weeks. But yeah, so it's still in the cards for her.
Please buy merch.
Will you put more bloopers on? Yeah, I'll have bloopers for all the episodes. It's just that still takes time and energy to to make those. I can't just throw some clips up. I have to still, there's a format, and like I have to put in the highlights and the this and that, and it, so like episode 5 bloopers, there's what, 30 minutes of that couch scene, the flashback that I have to like sift through. I didn't start getting smart about the bloopers until episode 6, where I was like, oh, this is funny, I should put this in a blooper timeline for later. So the first 5 episodes, I did not do that, and that was dumb. That was dumb on me. So 5 is going to be like a process of figuring out what's a good blooper and what's just garbage. So yeah, so those will be coming. I don't know when. I don't have a timeline for that.
Get them when you get them.
Whenever I have time. Yeah, buy merch, people. Support Cory. It will be great if you buy merch. Do you have a playlist of all the background music of the series? Yeah, Chelsea. I think I can link it in here. Come on, brain. Work. Let's see. Why isn't it just in my recently played? Because I did just recently play it. Oh, because I've been researching for the show. That's why. So sorry. Laura, you could say anything you want right now. It's like, no, I'm good.
No.
I have a question, Laura. What did you think when you saw that the episodes in the finished product were completely different form than what was scripted? What did you think about that?
And Herb was like, how did you do that? That was just like, wow. But also it's like, it looked, you, like it could have been how you planned it from the beginning, because it works so well. So there's kind of, it makes it fun to see the, I mean, it's always fun watching the episodes, but it's like, yeah, how did you weave things together?
Like, you don't know what's coming. You know what the story is, but you literally don't know how it's going to happen.
How it's going to be presented to us is a surprise.
Because 5 was crazy. 5 was like not anything close to what was written.
Yeah, I think I was pretty much speechless when you showed that to me. That was the one episode that we actually watched
together. Remember when you could travel? That was so great.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I try not to think about that because it's very depressing. But yeah, how episode 5 turned out, that's blew my mind. But I mean, all of them kind of blow my mind to a certain extent. So.
Oh gosh, I'm gonna try to get the Apple Music playlist copy, but iTunes is just so funny and incompetent. Sorry, I have to pull up this. I believe I have the Apple playlist here. Yep. Copy link. And then here's the Apple playlist. Oh. What? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if that looks normal.
What happened?
Oh, it's not even enough. It's too many characters. I can't post that. How come? What if I just go there? To the link. How about that? Oh. Oh, so sorry. Oh gosh, that's so many characters. There we go. Okay, so there's the two playlists. If you've heard music that's not on there, it's because it's not on Spotify or Apple Music. And you can always search it on YouTube, unless it's the song that Laura wrote, because that's not on YouTube. She could put it on her SoundCloud.
Yeah. Not go looking for my SoundCloud.
Oops. Who would do that? Not me. Great music choices, by the way. Thank you very much. I have been to the U.S. 4 times. I would like to meet you and chat with you a little bit, if possible, Cory, if you are accessible. It will leave me with a good memory of the West Coast. Yeah, we'll see. I have to be very careful. Because you sound very nice, but I have to be very careful about it. I've had some experiences. I would love to give you a great memory of the West Coast. I just have to be very cautious. I'm crazy enough that I let Laura come here.
It's true. That was a risk.
It was a big risk because she was gonna stay at my house.
I feel like it was maybe a little more risky for me.
I don't know that you live in Canada, really. I mean, you show me Toronto, but you could just download those videos. I don't know.
I remember waiting for you to pick me up at the airport the first time, and it dawned on me huh, this could have been a terrible idea, but
here we are. I'm already here. She's gonna pick me up, so
guys, it turned out okay, and now I can't even travel. So
knowing it's from your past, was it hard to film? Some of it was hard to film, but it kind of makes it easier for the actors when I'm emotionally invested in it, because acting is a really weird thing. You're asking someone to suspend their... It's like the suspension of disbelief. Okay, now we're gonna play pretend here. It's essentially what happens. You go, okay, we're gonna play pretend. We're gonna be these two. We're gonna have this fight, have this emotional thing. But you have typically these crew members just looking at you who are not playing pretend. Okay, they're just normal people, just watching what's happening. So it can make it a little weird if you get outside of your head about it. But when it's just the 3 of us, it's better, because it's not random people just, is this over yet? When's lunch? It's we're all in this together. But even more so for me, because it's easy for me to be laughing and oh, okay, let's do the sad scene. But I'm emotionally invested in it. So if it's hard for them, it's hard for me, it's going to be hard for them. But it's we're all feeling this at the same time. But it just plays into how it's kind of my part that I play as far as camera and what you want to see. So I just use those feelings of this is hard to see and hard to watch. And I already dealt with this once in my life. Now seeing it again I just use that to like, what would I want to see if I were the audience? You just kind of get past that part of it and think about like, okay, what do we want to see if we're a fly on the wall? What's the real focus here? And you just kind of get past that. And then you'll cut, and I'm like, okay, well, that was a lot. What's next? The bridge scene, what's coming up in 12, was the only thing that I was really like, it was far enough out away from when we shot at the cabin that I had a lot of time to like think a lot about it, and I didn't really want to do it. I was like, I want to do it, but I don't really want to shoot this. I do not want to do this. I do not want to live this again. So that was the only thing that was hard for me. But they, just like I'm kind with the actors' feelings, they're kind with my feelings, because they know I've already lived this once and how hard that must be to like see this again. So some of it's hard. I think it's worse in editing, because we just have to watch the same thing over and over and over and analyze every single moment. And if it's agonizing for you to watch it for 5 minutes, I've watched it for like 70 hours. You know, it's like, just, that's where it gets hard. Just being in that. Then it's dark in here, and it's just me and the moments again and again and again. But yeah, I mean, it's worth it though, because then you get cool shit after you do all that. You're like, look at that thing I made. That's awesome. So it's worth it. LB, why the love for penguins?
Good question. I don't know. I became obsessed with penguins when I was very little, and then friends and family heard about it and started like just giving me, and then never stopped. They've mostly stopped. Almost everyone has stopped now that I'm almost 30. So, but
you're 30? I thought you were young. I'm just kidding.
I'm now,
she lied to me about her age.
Oops, I mean, I'm 22.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I just, there is a lot of penguin stuff in here. Yeah. And in my bedroom as well.
Cam, I'm just laughing at you and your awkward silence. Welcome back, Flo.
Maybe. Thank you. Like, you can just sit in silence. Any kind of silence.
None of you cannot be others, so it's fine. Yeah, it happened to work out, so.
It worked out. So, I'm pretty sure that Cory is not a psychopath. Pretty sure.
I'm just holding it all in for like a couple more years, and then I'll show her my real side. Cory, for what happens next, you wrote what could happen if they meet in 10 years. The story can have many possibilities. How did you decide what to grab and hold on to it so that you have a whole story? I think it's like, did you ever read those choose your own adventure books? It's like you have a basis for where you are in the story. You know where you've been. So those are the flashbacks. But then it's like, well, I know what happened to Peyton. I mean, I know that much. So the only real questionable factor here is Luca. But if we have a basis, how do we make choices based on that foundation of who she was then and what her plans were going forward? So it's just kind of like navigating the what ifs and what do we think she was up to, and then I've, had a lot of people in my life who completely changed their plans for their life, or they thought they were going to be one thing and they ended up being something completely different. So just knowing that, it's like easier to kind of navigate someone's possible future, just because things can change, and ultimately there's something within you that always stays the same and stays true throughout that journey. So it was just kind of picking those parts out and saying, like, yeah, this is who she is through and through. This is why these things would stay the same, but this is what would develop more, and this is what would change. And then at some point when you're writing a story, you put some of yourself into it, but then it takes on a life of its own. So the whole, like, when I started Fortnight, I did not intend for Luca to have PCOS and have a whole storyline about she had this miscarriage and all of this stuff happened. That was not in the cards. I didn't want to write a story about that. It just kept coming to me, and I was getting really frustrated. So I took a really long break from writing it, because I was like battling what the story wanted versus what I wanted. I didn't want to write all of that, but I knew that PCOS was a big thing in my life, and miscarriages were things in my friends' lives, and fertility issues were a very real thing. They're not talked about in queer stories unless it's like, we just have problems with in vitro, but it's like, what goes beyond that, And so it was just me battling that, and I just had to let go of it and be like, okay, Luca is speaking to me now. This is what she's telling me. This isn't up to me anymore. It's like, this is her story, not mine. So to a certain extent, it's like choose your own adventure. Like, oh, where do I think she would go and what she would do? And then at that point, it's like, it's not my story to tell anymore. It's whatever she's telling me to tell. So that's kind of how that works. Do you remember when I was like, I'm stuck on episode 10, I can't do this, I don't want to write this? I just like was agonizing, and like I talked to the real Isabel for so long about, because she's dealt a lot with miscarriages and pregnancy issues, and I just was like, I don't know that this is what I'm supposed to be writing about. And she's just like, you need to. And I'm like, but I don't want to. Like, why me? And it's just like, it is what it is. Like, it just had to happen. So yeah, quarantine's so hard for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a tough life for Jax. It's so hard.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. It's so hard for you. I was like, wait, why am I moving the opposite way? YouTube. General store. Yeah, the general store sucked. I mean, thank goodness it was something, but it was real rough. Hot Pockets were so expensive, and it was like the only form of food that wasn't a frozen pizza, which I will eat all the frozen pizzas, but the oven was not the best. And so, like, sometimes the pizzas were mush, and it was just like, pickles it is. Pickles and Hot Pockets and Oreos and some chips. And yeah. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you. Beautiful words. They're saying these beautiful words. I don't know. I just speak from the heart. I just want to.
What's my opinion on Tim Hortons?
Timmy's.
Honestly, I don't really have any particularly strong feelings. It's fine. It's cheap.
Well,
I don't drink coffee.
Yes,
so
there's the preface that this needs to come
I don't drink coffee. So,
she does not do well with caffeine.
I would choose Starbucks over Tim Hortons if I'm getting something.
If you want to Send her a white mocha with no caffeine. She's into that. But, like, sometimes it's just so funny to see when she's had caffeine.
Nope.
It's not fun for her, but it's, like, super fun for me.
It's like, if I want to induce a panic attack and feel like I'm crazy, sure, yeah. Tons of fun. So much fun.
You're making me look like a warped person right now, but it's so funny. Cam, you don't drink coffee either. Do you just not like it, or do you not do it well with caffeine?
Yeah, I fully just can't do caffeine at all.
Lauren, holy crap, you are actually watching a live chat. Yes, you are. Welcome. It's me and the executive producer here. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Thank you, Jenny. I don't claim to be a writer, but I guess I wrote something. So.
Yeah. You say that all the time, and I'm just like, no. No.
Do you have a favorite episode? Has it aired yet? I mean, they're all pretty special to me. 7 and 8 were always, like, highlights to me of, like, I really enjoyed writing that. I really enjoyed making that. I think, I mean, 12 is special to me, but it's like, hard. it's, I think 15 will probably hold a special place in my heart also. But yeah, I mean, I just, I love them all for different reasons. What about you?
Me?
Yeah. The other person behind you. The penguins. The penguins.
I mean, I generally like them all for different reasons. Like, I mean, you asked me earlier on, I think, I don't know, 4 or 5 episodes in, it was my favorite episode. Like, I can't, they're all, yeah, I love them for different reasons.
5 is special to me because it's nothing like what was written.
Yeah, I was about to say 5 is sort of a standout for me, just, yeah, that one. I love 8. I mean, yeah. You guys loved 8.
You loved 8 a lot. It's got a lot of views. It's almost at 300,000 now. It's like a lot. Cam, I hate it. I'm like, is she talking about the episode I'm talking about? I'm like, no, she must be talking about caffeine. Coffee. I'm a tea drinker all the way. Oh, I love tea. I love tea so much.
I'll drink tea as long as
it doesn't have caffeine in it. I liked episode 8. Yeah, it was pretty okay. Chelsea, 5 and 8. My faves. Hi, Bobby. Oh, Bobby, what are you gonna do with you? What time is it? 11:12:1. Yeah, I would say we should wrap this up in the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I didn't think we would go this long.
I never do, but then the questions just roll on in. No, Cory, I'm not talking about the app. I love lamps.
I couldn't tell.
Yeah, the cookies were expensive too. It was like almost $6 American for a bag of Oreos. Pickles were like $4 American. The Hot Pockets, man, that really killed me. For a value pack, it was like $15 American. It was just nuts. It was not even a big value pack. It was like a fake value pack that they made. It was rough. It was rough.
The cookie episode, or the episode with the cookie scene, I was so confused. I was like, what happened? Like, what? I feel like this is different than what it was.
Yeah. Well, it was because we only had so much to work with, and then
that's all you had to. Yeah.
It was supposed to be one big cookie that they were sharing, and then they both kept eating, and then there was only one piece left, and then Peyton's supposed to give it to Luca, and they're like giggling over it, and then Victor comes in, but when we went, Rachel and I went shopping before we went to the cabin, and they did not have a single big cookie. And I was like, you know what? We'll just get one when we get there. No big deal. I don't want it to break on the way. That would be horrible. Cut to the general store. Oh, wow. There's like no cookies. We've got Oreos. I don't know if that's going to work. But you know what? We don't have a choice. We're going to make it work. So, that's what happened. She gets the decaffeinated teas, the herbal teas. That's what she drinks.
Yep.
Take care, Heather. Be well. Hi, Bobby. Just showing love. Lucky. Thank goodness. Phew. Just kidding. Now, every time I eat pickles, I think of you and Allie. As you should. Is it difficult to YouTube live with Skype? Yeah. It's a process. I mean, it's not difficult now, but it's like,
I mean, once you know how to do it.
Once you know how to do it. You have to download a broadcast app, and then filter Skype through it, and add it. I have a Mac, and Mac doesn't play well with others, so I have to add a lot of extra features to make it do what it's supposed to do. But it's the only way that I can remotely get these people on. Hi, Sophie. Hi from Sweden. Yeah. The beautiful thing about it was that... Bye, Megan. Thank you for coming. The beautiful thing about it was that this is a story I'd been wanting to tell for a really long time. Like a decade, pretty much. If not more. Maybe 13, 14, 15 years. But it was just always too close for me. I was just still too in my feelings about it. But enough time and distance got me to a place where it wasn't as fresh and I could maybe do something with it. But in writing it, there's a new catharsis that happens during each step of the way, I guess, is like writing it, you're kind of dealing with something and going through it. Like I cried a lot when I wrote it, because it's just dealing with all those emotions. But then filming it, you're like, okay, I'm going through this part of it, like seeing it now. And then editing is like another step of coming to terms with it. So, I mean, I feel like I'm in a really good place with it. And I feel like it wasn't in vain, because I got something. It's like all of the heartbreak was worth it, because I got something really cool out of it. And knowing, like, especially after episode 12, this might make more sense, but like, there's ways that we can deal with those emotions that we feel, and knowing that it could have gone a different way, but I chose to deal with it and make something artistic instead of choosing other avenues. I think it's really cool and kind of a triumph to be at that point where it's like, could have gone really bad, probably should have, but like, here we are, I have this cool thing, and now there's a whole community of people just engulfing it in a huge hug and like feeling stuff from it and dealing with their own real life Lucas. And it's just like, we got so much more out of it than just the broken heart that I had for all those years. So it's pretty cool. I love the smell of fresh brewed coffee, but I don't like the taste of it. It's like the best smell in the world. And where I come from, like, when I was growing up, my mom made coffee at all hours of the day and night. And like, my grandparents, didn't matter what time, they always wanted coffee. So just the smell of fresh coffee just makes me so happy. I hung out with Laura's parents and Laura in Arizona.
No, just you and my
in Arizona last year. And I got so excited because her parents would make coffee like in the evenings. And I would be like, yes, this is amazing. And then they're like, oh, you like coffee? I'm like, yeah. So they would make coffee for the three of us.
decaf.
Don't care. Same smell. You take the caffeine out, it doesn't change the way it smells and the way it tastes. It's just so good. How about the wine bottles that Luca bought before the storm? Oh, I had to haul all of that up the huge mountain to get to the cabin. So I had Rachel a bunch of stuff for the set. Rachel's luggage with all of her wardrobe and all the wine bottles and like food. That wasn't enough food to get us through for 2 weeks. It was a lot of wine. Laura, do you have pets? Oh no, she has parents. Those are her pets. Laura, we need you. No, she doesn't have pets.
Yeah.
Which I was like, oh, I don't know if she's going to want to come here. I have cats. Well, at that point I had cats, plural. But, yeah, so it's funny.
I don't have a problem with pets. I just don't have.
You know, when people say they don't have a problem with them, but they don't have them and they've never had them, it's just like, do you really pets, though? Or do you just lie? Like, do you pets, though? Or do you not?
Does it seem like I have a problem?
Not now, because I know you. I'm like, cats love you, but... Hola, Paraguay. Thank you, Carol. Bye, Jenny. Hi, unoriginal uniqueness, sorry. Yeah, in a way, it's like therapy, which is good. All the psych classes paid off for me. No, it didn't affect their drinking. They came as they are and left as they are. It was no big deal. Do you feel it's also very difficult to share things from your personal life to the internet? Yeah, it's kind of weird sometimes. It's one thing when you put out something that doesn't reflect your life at all, and you're like, well, if they don't like it, they don't like it. But it's a little weird sometimes. I have to, like, get out of my feelings about it. If someone's like, I didn't like what she said, and I'm like, well, she fucking said it, so what are you gonna do about it? But I'm like, yeah, it's just a story. Like, just, it's not all about you. Some of it's fictional. Just remove yourself from the situation. Um, it's, and then it's weird when people analyze things sometimes. I enjoy the analysis, but sometimes it's weird if I really think about what they're analyzing. Like, they're analyzing why she made those choices, but those were choices I made or didn't make, and now I feel like they're analyzing me, and it gets a little weird. Or I'll find myself becoming defensive for someone because they're my real life people. So they didn't like what Isabel said. I'm like, well, so what? Like, that's what she would do, and I'm totally okay with that. And then I'm like, calm down. Like, everyone can have an opinion. It's not all about your life. It is your life, but it's not your life anymore. It's Fortnight life. So it's weird.
It's a weird concept.
Yeah. Or to be like, oh, so they know how that thing happened, or that thing happened, and that's not private anymore. It's weird. It's a little weird. But it's what I signed up for. So.
Yeah, it wasn't like an accident.
Bye, Chips. Good luck with your anger management. I'm just kidding. Do you drink wine, Laura?
Nope.
Hold on to your phone, Chip. Chips cracks me up. Oh, gosh. I'll put the bubble in it. Oh, man. Well, I think, that's Jax there. Just one last time. Jax, do you have anything to say? No meows or anything? Oh, he's saying, you dare wake me up. No, he doesn't have anything to say. Everybody should have an Isabel. I agree. Although, Isabel has her own torrid history of life. She makes great decisions now, but she didn't always. But that's another story. Oh, Brandy. Yeah, it'll be on YouTube. So you'll be able to see it. I don't know that it was super interesting, but maybe you thought it was. I don't know. Hey, Christina, what's up? We're just about to end the stream, but I'm going to leave it up so you can see it. Yeah, we just talked about the show, the behind the scenes stress that I deal with, and Laura pushes along. You're okay. Keep going. Hi, Pam. Thank you. Chips. Well, Jax, Chip says bye. Chip says bye, okay? He had catnip, so he's like in bliss. Aw, little cats. Aw, are you showing off? Yeah. You wanna come here? We're gonna sign off. Do you wanna say something?
Jax. Do you miss me, Jax?
You wanna say something? You wanna just talk to the people right here? Oh, you wanna... I'm pretty far from where I normally am. You wanna say goodbye?
Oh my gosh, the look.
He's like, no, not really. I don't. Thank you for answering all my questions. Yep, no problem. I'll always be open to answering questions. Just sometimes I can't give answers yet because you can't know things. I just held you up like Simba. How do you feel about that?
I was about to say, we need the circle of life in the back. It's not cool. It's cool.
He's so big. He's so big. You guys, when I'm editing, this is what he does. He's like, oh, she's editing right now. I'm gonna go sit on her lap and just collapse on her arm, and then I can't edit.
Yeah, Jax is really the biggest obstacle to the editing.
Hi, Rachel. They want to see you more. Are you purring?
Jax. Come on,
He's
buddy.
like, no, I'm over it. He wants to rub his face on my notebook that I have right here.
Of course he does.
Jax. Okay. So I want to thank you all for joining us and asking us questions.
Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for hanging out despite me being here.
Right. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, LB, for believing in Cory and helping make this possible. Yeah, without her, it literally doesn't happen because I couldn't have funded anything.
I mean, it's a privilege for me to have a front seat to all of it, so.
Yeah, and on the days where I'm like, this is garbage, she's like, no, it's not. So yeah, thank her.
And I say it how I feel it is, so you know that.
Brandy, episode 8 bloopers are going to be after 5, 6, and 7, so it's still going to be a while because I have to craft all of those. Thank you, Cheyenne. Oh, Jax. Oh my gosh, he's typing. Jax, no.
Does Jax want to ask a question?
What do you want to ask? He's like, why didn't I get in the show? Well, because.
Let me tell you, I got to see Jax almost fall off of one of those beams.
I had no idea. Thank goodness. It was
horrifying. I'm so glad you did not see that. It was horrifying. He's walking around. All here is this scratch, and I look up, and he is like kind of fly out and like clinging to the bottom of the beam and just like breathing so hard. The poor thing. I was like, oh my gosh, he almost fell off.
He almost came out of the cabin with only 8 lives. So, oh.
Cat.
No one's a cat person. Everyone that's not a cat person loves Jax and always loved Oliver. So I think my cats are like different than a lot of them.
Yeah, they're different.
Jax, you need a cameo. That's what they're saying. What do you think? Another season? You want to be Peyton's cat? Yes. I'm saying yes. Okay, so thank you all for being here. I'll wrap this up for real this time. Because I haven't eaten breakfast or lunch. And I need to figure it out. I gotta figure out my life right now. So, episode 12. Episode 2 was a while ago, and that was cool. Episode 12 is it's a lot, and I'm gonna edit it today, and then Laura's gonna see it, and she's gonna caption it, and then you're gonna get it on Tuesday. So, yeah, say goodbye. Say goodbye. Say bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Say bye. Yep.